Welcome to the Tuttle and Klein Show.
La, 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 la. Calvin!
Tully, what's going on, Tully?
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. I haven't gotten the setup yet. That's why we're going a little later.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm checking my phone starting at about 9:30, and I'm like, shit, I haven't seen, hey, Klein, I hit my profit margin. I can go a little earlier today. I'm like, man, he's having to work hard today.
My profit target.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just a slow market. I thought because we hit an all-time high on Friday.
Yeah, I know.
With light volume on Black Friday, and I thought, oh man, they're gonna come gangbusters here. We're gonna have a December Santa Claus rally or something like that, and it's just been slow. It's just been churning back and forth. But
is that the official term, a Santa Claus rally?
yeah, Santa Claus rally.
Really?
Yeah.
What determines that? The retail markets or?
Yeah, they get numbers in from Black Friday / Cyber Monday on where we're at.
Uh-huh.
And I was just thinking that they knew something on Friday because it hit an all-time high. And I was like, okay, they know something about the retail numbers already, early projections. I said, this can really bust out on Monday morning. So I was just going to try to catch a second entry long at a key entry point, and I was going to hold it.
I don't know how many times I've caught a second entry long before in my life. It's an amazing ride.
I was just gonna hold it for a big profit. That was my plan this morning, but it just churned like back and forth, you know.
Yeah, no, hey, and while we love seeing your name, we would appreciate seeing your face even more. For some reason, your screen went blank.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know what happened there. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Okay, so instead of the market, just doing a little curl move and then shooting straight up, it's just going back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's okay. Sometimes the big guys, though, they want to fake out the retail idiots, so they'll wait until afternoon.
Do we know who the big guys are? Are you talking like Buffett and Gates and the?
Well, the institutions, the hedge funds.
Okay, all right.
Those are the big guys. Those are the ones that need to move large amounts of product, and they don't want to run the price up on themselves. So they try to disguise what their intentions are.
Hey, because you're involved in this kind of stuff, I'm always curious. You look at some of the wealthiest human beings in the world; they're hedge fund managers. Okay,
correct.
All right. So, what is the percentage of hedge fund managers that don't make it?
Well, there's a lot that overdo it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. All it is risk control. If you are good at risk control, but you get some gunslingers, some cowboys out there, and suddenly they have a peak to valley drawdown of 25-30%, and everybody's going, give me my fucking money back, man. I don't want those headaches.
Oh, okay. All right. A peak to valley means like you're at the top of the mountain, then all of a sudden you're at the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah, you're looking at you're invested in this fund, and you're looking at it, and you say you put in $100,000 into this fund,
mm-hmm.
and then it shoots like north, and it's like 4 months later it's $180,000, and you're like, damn man, 80% in that little time, and then you look the next month and it's 110,000, and you're like, oh, these are gunslingers, man. People don't want to put up with that.
Yeah, it's too volatile.
Yeah, it's too volatile. They
always looking over your shoulder going, what am I going to lose now? What am I going to lose now?
They want to beat the S&P, by 1.5, by 50%, and they don't want any kind of a heavy drawdown. That's what people want.
S&P is Standard and Poor's. Who are those folks? The Standard and Poor's.
Well, that's just the representing company, but they have the S&P 500, which is what I trade, the S&P 500 futures, which is a basket of 500 of the biggest stocks in America that are put together, and it's basically the most general view of the market. Everybody gets caught up in the Dow. The Dow's only 30 stocks. It means nothing.
But are those 30 stocks the 30 biggest stocks?
Not necessarily. They are big. They are big stocks, though. And then the Nasdaq is the tech stocks. Those are the high flyers. That's the Mag 7, the big 7. Tesla and Amazon and all that shit. But
Nvidia, is that one of them now?
oh yeah, Nvidia is the monster right now.
I know it is. I know.
Nvidia is the. I mean, they have Nvidia watch parties.
Really?
Yeah, for their earnings
Oh my God.
quarterly. Yeah, yeah. It's like the Super Bowl.
Well, Bezos is putting millions behind a rival company now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Nvidia is so huge.
They all do that. They all want to get in on that.
Yeah.
You know how Elon wanted to have rocket ships, and then Bezos is like, well, I'm gonna do rocket ships too.
Yeah.
He's got such an insecurity complex for somebody that rich. Seriously, man. How was your Thanksgiving, dude?
Oh, it was spent on the road, buddy.
Yeah.
We drove from Springfield down to Houston. I performed a wedding the following day, and then we drove back on Saturday morning.
Okay, all right. I was noticing that you didn't come by and drop off your Corvette for me to fool around in. I don't.
Yeah, no, we were out by Huffman Hargrave. Remember going out there for
All the time. Gridiron.
Gridiron, yeah. We were out there, and I figured, you know what? Why get stuck in that traffic? I'm going to be back down later on this year and next year. I'll swing by then when we have an extended stay.
You know, Hargrave's got a pretty good. I think they're 3A football team. They're still in the playoffs.
Really?
I think so. They got a good squad.
Phenomenal.
So
That's
yeah.
great.
I was just going. I was reading up on that this weekend. I haven't been paying. I usually pay attention.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh shit, man! It's December 1st. Who's in the playoffs still?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, our playoffs are still going on. We've got the state semifinals coming up this weekend. So our state semifinals, well, actually, our state playoffs aren't anywhere near as complex as Texas because we don't have the amount of schools here in Missouri.
No, Kev, you could take the best players from Missouri, form an all-star team, and still the top 20 teams in Texas individually would kick their ass.
Yeah, I know, right?
Trust me, Kev, I've been like, on the field, on the sidelines and everything like that over the years next to these guys. They're just, Kev, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
A lot of them are my size as high schoolers.
About 7 miles from where we live, there is one of the top recruits in the country. Goes to Nixa High School. Honestly, Tim, I think the kid is 6'8", 310 pounds.
That's an automatic blindside tackle, buddy.
It's exactly what he plays. Yeah.
Can he move? Can he move?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not. I honest to God, I think he's one of the top 100 recruits in the country.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. People are flying in every week to watch him play, and his team is in the semifinals.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how is it
being 6'8", 310 pounds?
I can imagine it. But boy, I tell you what, it's like, the day one of being that big, and you're like, man, I've ate 7 times and it isn't even noon yet. I hate this shit.
Right.
It's all it is eating to keep that big body moving.
Indeed.
How was your Thanksgiving? Good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean, it was really quiet. We spent 10 hours on the road that day. Hardly anything is open, so we had to really be strategic about this. McDonald's was basically the only place. Even gas stations were closed.
Yeah, that's it's a ghost town out there, buddy.
The older I get, the more I question what is so special about Thanksgiving.
Football.
Yeah, I mean, the day. It's just a freaking Thursday to me.
I know, man. It's all overhyped. It's all a retail thing, and Hallmark.
I mean, I get the family aspect of it, but if you're not celebrating with family, it's just a day.
Yeah, and I did not celebrate with family.
No, I know how you celebrated, buddy. I can't wait to hear it.
I had Thanksgiving with a gorgeous single mom.
Yes,
she's a very beautiful, beautiful lady.
You were not the one that helped her get her start, or you?
No. That was not me. She's got a son, and her son had Thanksgiving in Oklahoma with dad, so she was alone, a little bit bummed out. Her and I have bonded over the past 6 to 8 weeks, so I'm glad I was there to help her through a tough time.
I'm sure. Very magnanimous of you.
She had a rough go of late too, Cav.
I'm sure. Can't be easy.
Yeah, well, not just that, but like a few months ago, she was let go from her job.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Her coworkers found her OnlyFans.
Oh, really?
And she and she became quote unquote too much of a distraction at work, according to her boss.
Yeah, bullshit. She became too much of a jealous factor.
It seems to be the individual stories that I'm getting are a lot of the females there were not happy.
Basically, OnlyFans is a way for individuals, be it male or female, to
Yeah.
go and make money on the internet by posting pictures, videos, more exclusive than what you would be able to get on like a TikTok or Instagram.
Well, yeah, and all she does is she just reads stories
Yeah,
in lingerie and a bikini,
it's fantastic.
and she's got a great following.
Tim, there are women on the internet, on OnlyFans, that make millions of dollars posting pictures of their feet.
Well, she told me that. I mean, that she makes more than she did at the job, and I'm like, well, why are you bummed out? And she's like, oh, well, I like the interaction with people and stuff like that. Just doing OnlyFans is just her.
Well, and the health insurance probably helps a lot too.
But I told her, I said, hey, you can jump on some health insurance policies, for self-employed people. They're out there. I do it myself.
So do I.
And if you need company, I'm,
Yeah,
block and a half away.
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, she's just a little bummed. I mean, she was an up and coming sales rep with that company,
Okay.
doing really well. But now she's an in and coming friend of mine.
Nice.
Sure. But by the way, she would laugh at that if she heard. She'll watch this later. She'll laugh at it.
Yeah, you know what was interesting to me was you texted me about something we did on the last episode, and she was right next to you, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm on a date right now." I'm like, "Well, how good is that date if he's texting me?" But you said she was laughing at it too.
Oh yeah. We were both laughing. Because that was Kev. That was I mean, what I'm doing now is seriously once every. First off, when I'm trading, I block my phone. I don't have my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, after I get done trading, Kev, I check it once every 3-4 hours.
Yeah, isn't it great? Isn't it great?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's the best the best life. I have people, and I've actually been stopped now in person when I'm out of, hey man, I used to follow you on Facebook, man, you're not there anymore. Miss you. I'm like, I'm not coming back.
no, no. That's about the only thing of the Kamala Harris campaign that you adopted.
We are not going back.
It's so funny. I ain't going back. Hey, as a matter of fact, it's weird because to me, the only thing that would ever bring me back is, to promote our podcast.
Right.
But I've been waiting for Trish to reach out and go, hey, why the fuck aren't you, you need help out here, buddy?
No, not at all. You do a great job on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, just follow Tuttle and Klein on Instagram. I still post a daily story of what's going on with our podcast, and that also transfers over on our Tuttle and Klein Facebook. So you can find me there. Between that and no, I'm not. This is probably the most tranquil and peaceful I've ever been, Kev.
Isn't it true?
It is just an amazing spiritual thing when you don't have it. And now I have Twitter, but I do not look on it at all.
Well, we talked about it in the last episode that the legislature in the country of Australia was going to vote last week on if they were going to ban social media for 16-year age or under. That went through. They did. They banned it.
Hey, Australians, good day, mates. I mean, you have some authoritarian fascists. I mean, what they did to you during COVID is insane. I mean, they made California look like Florida. That's how bad Australia was.
Oh my gosh, that's impossible. It's hard to do.
They have a layer of authoritarian control freaks that sunk their teeth into the constituency, into the population when they had the gun ban and stuff like that. Now they have no reason. See, this is what happens when you can't, let the government know, hey, man, if you go too far, we're coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, but people in Australia just wake up every day and go, yeah, but we live in Australia. It's it's a beautiful place, man. Holy crap.
I know. It's beautiful. And, kangaroos, boxing them, that's a lot of fun too. Yeah, I fucking love those videos, man.
I forget who I was listening to, a podcast that I was listening to coming back from Texas. Oh, no, it was Nate Bargatze talking about guys that would box an orangutan.
And then a guy would pay $5. It wasn't for free. You would pay, and then he'd go in there, and this orangutan would just knock this dude out.
That'd be dumb. If the orangutan gets it's kind of like if the orangutan gets a hold of one, you're dead.
Well, that's why they put the gloves on him, because he would rip your face off.
He would rip your face off. I mean, even a good punch. I mean, he'll make you time travel to the next week.
Yeah.
But, there's so many ways to fool an orangutan, man. I mean, if you can't outsmart an orangutan, I mean, Kev, this whole thing, the wheeling around with the right arm and then just the left, that should work every time.
Every time.
Because they don't know that's coming. They're just looking right there and they bring the jabs in, man. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
Because it's a fucking orangutan.
Yeah, we're smarter than them. Well, many of us are.
Yeah, many of us are. Okay, well, what else? While we're on it, Kevin Kline, because I'm off the grid on a weekly basis, he makes sure that I know what's going on in the world, things that he thinks that I should know or would want to know. What do you got?
Well, you will not suffer from the Oxford Word of the Year of 2024 because you're not online anymore. The word of the year is brain rot.
Brain rot.
Yeah, and you know how you get brain rot? It's by watching and looking at meaningless stuff on the internet. It doesn't make you think. It doesn't challenge you. So you're not in that boat. No.
I still do have some YouTube rabbit holes here and there.
Yeah, we're going to get to that too.
But I have some of those. But yeah, I don't do much surfing. Yeah. I don't. I mean, if I have a specific need and need to Google something or look something up, I'll do that. But it's never mindless anymore.
No. Okay. And then here's a thing that coming up for the holidays. Dentists are saying that you should no longer do citrus, stop chewing ice, stop eating sticky candy, bread and crackers, soda and energy drinks, and coffee, or else your teeth are going to fall out.
Really?
Yeah. It's because not even flossing can save you from the acidic damage that you're doing to your teeth.
Kevin, yeah, I'm one of those people that brush my teeth like after having my coffee,
yeah,
and then again after eating, and I probably brush my teeth 4 or 5 times a day. Does that help?
I'm a 3 a day. No, it says it does not help, especially if you're doing sticky stuff like toffees, caramels, gummy worms, because you can't get all the sticky stuff that gets stuck in your teeth. And bread is kind of the same thing, they're saying. Unbelievable. Who knew?
I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Any good news this past week?
Good news this past week. Yeah, I guess so. If you're a sex worker in Belgium, you now have rights.
Well, my gosh, that was on the list of to-do thing. Move to Belgium and be a sex worker.
Seriously, Tim, up until last week, sex workers in Belgium could not refuse clients, could not set the conditions of a sex act, and could not stop any sex act while it was in progress. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That's called getting Clintoned.
Oh, shit. Now, because the law passed, not only do they get those 3 things, but they also get sick days, maternity pay, and they get a pension.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so they're humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is Meghan Trainor can't smile anymore because she said so much Botox and lip fillers.
That's too bad.
Isn't it, though?
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think sex workers versus orangutans boxing, who wins?
I'm going to go with the sex workers.
from Belgium. From Belgium.
From Belgium only, right. Yeah.
Let's make that clear. Anything else, Cav?
I don't know if you know this or not, but President Biden did an unconditional and full pardon of his son, Hunter Biden, yesterday. Said he wasn't going to do it, but then ended up doing it.
Wow.
And it brings me to a be honest that I have for you.
Be honest. Be honest.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, a full and unconditional pardon means that anything he has done in the past, he
Wow.
cannot face a trial or repercussions for.
That is just the most, I mean, that's worse than insider trading on Congress. Just giving a complete blank check like that to somebody that's a family member. But that, again, it's criminals protecting criminals.
So here's my question for you. Be honest. If a family member committed a crime, would you turn them in?
I would not.
Okay.
No, I would adjudicate it myself. Well, Erica and I talked about this. In terms of, if our kids got into trouble, she'd be like, well, they got to do the time.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to put them in the system. I will handle it. So I would do it. I would do everything I could to defend my kids and, make sure that, that they didn't become a part of the system and be institutionalized.
I see. Okay.
So no, I would, obviously if the kid did something, one of my kids did something stupid or a family member did something stupid, I would do what I can to correct the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you make sure it didn't happen again. But no, I can handle again. I can handle punishment.
I'm sure you can. You've received a lot.
A lot. A lot. So yeah, Eric and I, we talked. What about you? Would you with a family member?
No, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't do it with a friend. I wouldn't do it with a family member. And not because of the institutionalization. I have a rule, and it has served me very, very well in my life. And that is, if it doesn't pertain to me, leave it the fuck alone. Okay? Like when people would ask me about you and Erica, it didn't pertain to me. So I would say, I have no idea. I don't know. That's what bothers me about a lot of people. They want to get involved in other people's shit, and it serves no purpose. You stress yourself out. Look, man, if it doesn't pertain to you, let it go. Yeah, if my brother committed a murder, doesn't pertain to me. I'm going to let it go.
See,
I'm going to encourage him to do the right thing, but no, it's not my place.
See, if my brother committed a murder, he'd call. I'd be like, okay, man, I'll bring the bag of lime. Let's go bury it.
See, but then you become an accomplice. Me turning a blind eye, I don't think I become an accomplice.
It's my brother, man.
Understood. So there you go.
It's my brother. I mean, there's very few people I would do that for. I'd probably do that for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, things have changed.
I would. I mean, if you called me up and go, dude, you're not gonna believe this shit. I didn't mean it. I reached down to make sure Metallica Kill 'Em All was on my thing, and I looked up and the guy was on my hood, flipping over it. He's side of the road right now. I don't think he's gonna make it. As a matter of well, I'll be like, put him out of his misery, Kev. Yeah. And then give me your location. I'll be there in a little bit. Just calm down, relax, try to roll him off the road so nobody can really see him. And then,
he's never thought of this before.
I watch way too many fucking movies. That's my problem.
Exactly. But no, talking about the way things changed, he would help me put lime over somebody instead of putting lime over me, which is what he used to say he was going to do.
Yeah. I've softened up in my old age.
Yes, you have.
All right, Kev, I got you. Be honest for you.
Yeah.
Be honest. Are you secretly happy when somebody that comes off arrogant as fuck eats a shit sandwich?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I was listening to Smartless, which is the Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and they had Nate Bargatze on, and Sean Hayes was talking about overconfident people who, I can't remember the term that they used, but yeah, I was just like, oh my God, I totally agree. Somebody comes off so confident and then they're wrong. Oh my God, I love it.
Oh yeah. Kev, and I feel bad about it, but to highlight how much I love when somebody who's arrogant as fuck eating a shit sandwich. Every time Colorado loses, I love it.
Oh yeah, because of Sanders, Dion.
Dion, because he's just way too cocky.
Now
And this is coming from me.
Yeah, he wrote the book.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is coming from me. I know a lot of you are going like, "Oh, there's Tuttle throwing stones in glass houses." I get it, okay, but that guy's off the charts. That's Richter scale right there. Another one to highlight this, Kev, is Mark Cuban, who is just an arrogant fucking asshole.
Owner of the previous owner of the Dallas Mavericks, one of the guys on Shark Tank.
When he had to delete all those tweets about how legendary Kamala Harris is, and how she's going to be a great president, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just to have him eat shit like that just made me so happy.
Yeah.
It just does me good.
Well, I've been known to eat shit. I've been known to think that I'm smarter than everybody in the room, but I will point it out when I'm wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Kev, speaking of football, there's some crazy shit going on in college football.
Oh my God, it was a great weekend.
Nobody wants to like slam dunk themselves into the playoffs. Nobody.
Oregon. I mean, they're the only undefeated team in the country. They really haven't been tested too much, but I think they will get a test in the Big Ten championship against number 3 Penn State.
Yeah, I from this point on, we're going to find out who Oregon is.
Yeah, we are.
Because they were outside of the Ohio State win at home that they got on a questionable call from a referee.
Mm-hmm.
They have not been tested.
Hasn't every game this year, every single game, college and pro, had a questionable call by a referee? It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen refereeing now.
Kev, I watched the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Bengals yesterday.
Yep. Yeah.
And it was ruled a pick six by Cincinnati to start the scoring off in the first quarter.
Uh-huh.
Kev, that was a rape six. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, slamming a dude's receiver's head down is not a 5-yard chuck off the line. Just literally just grabbing the back of his helmet and shoving him to the ground, and then I'm picking off the pass and running into the end zone. That was so bad. It was unbelievable. The referee that was in the position that should have called that should probably just hand in his whistle right now.
Well, it might have been part of the script. You never know.
Exactly.
I am firmly convinced that the NFL is rigged. There's just so much money riding on it, and there's so many questionable calls in every single game. Convince me otherwise.
You're right, Kev. You're right. I think they want a Kansas City Detroit championship. I really do.
Well, they might not even get that. They might get Kansas City and Philadelphia, or they might get Detroit, Buffalo. Those are my two picks.
Yeah, exactly. But getting back to college football real quick, what we've noticed is because nobody's slam dunking into the playoffs, everybody's like limping in. Is the days of 4 or 5 dominant teams are over because of NIL and the portal. It's over.
Totally.
If a team like Indiana overnight, because they're very savvy with the portal and savvy with NIL, can turn into a huge power, that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Well, and look at SMU, look at Arizona State. They're having resurgences because of this transfer portal and the NIL. Also, what I loved, I watched just a little bit of the Ohio State-Michigan game where Michigan won their 4th in a row over their hated rival, Ohio State. And the commentators were like, I don't understand this Ohio State team this year. They're the best team money can buy.
They went out, they got the best roster money can buy.
Yep. And I was like, when have you ever heard that about college football?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Well, a key to it is you gotta still do the chemistry thing.
Uh-huh.
But Kev, it'll never ever be, unless there's major reforms in regards to NIL and the portal. You'll never have those 4 or 5 dominant teams. That's the reason why Saban left. Totally.
Of course it is.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't dominate in Saban type fashion. Nick Saban was used to 15, 17 years or whatever it is of just walking into any recruit that he wanted's living room, talking to mama, and that kid's his.
Sure.
Even if that kid knew he wasn't going to start right away, or may not even start, because there's 4 other 5 stars that in the same position with him. You know, Saban was great at not only securing the best players in the nation, but also the ones right behind them, so he didn't have to compete against them.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and suddenly, when it became the Wild West, NIL portal, Nick Saban no longer had the edge, and he was not going to have his legacy affected by not having an edge.
No, because he refused to pay the players. I mean, that was something that he was very adamant about.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's fine. I would love to play for the Alabama Crimson Tide, but they're writing me a check for $10 million, and I'm 17 years old.
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's how Michigan got the best quarterback in the nation.
Uh-huh. So,
17 years old, $10 million. Oh, by the way, another little quick football note, Kev.
Yes.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs are just bored, and they just like to toy with everybody and think they have a shot at winning.
Oh, the close games, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before, Kev. There, in terms of betting edge, there are 2 betting edges that I like to work. Underdogs who are too good and too many points are being given. I like to take the under, like the Michigan game there. Michigan minus 20.5 on Saturday in the morning. That means, or plus 20.5. That means Ohio State would have to win by 21 points. I took that immediately. I said Michigan plus 20.5 points. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one was, it's a divisional rivalry. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and Las Vegas Raiders. It was Chiefs minus 9.5. That means they had to win by 10 for anybody betting on the Chiefs. I was like, no, it's division rivalry. They know them. And the Chiefs always because they toy with teams. They like to play with them.
Have the Chiefs beaten anybody by more than 3 points this year?
No, it's so dumb. Yeah, that's why the people are so stupid, because they're like, "Oh, I'm going to win some money." And the Chiefs are a great team, man. 9-1, 10-1. I'm going to win some money. Well, Paul, it's minus 9.5, so they got to win by 10. Oh, they'll kill the Raiders. They'll kill them, and then you're fucking, you just gave up your farm.
That's right. Yeah, like your grandfather, your great grandfather, at the farm.
Grandfather George.
Yeah,
Grandpa George. Kev, I got to tell you this story.
Please.
I was busted in the men's bathroom last week.
I love the way this starts out. Where are we going?
A guy in a wheelchair was not a happy man when I walked out of the handicap stall.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
see.
all huffing, and he's doing a little wheelies.
Was he doing wheelies?
Yeah, just like back and forth, back and forth, and stuff like that. And finally, he called me out. He's going, there are 3 regular stalls that are available. I mean, there's just one handicap stall that's available. Just started ripping into me. I mean, initially he didn't think he was didn't look like he was going to do it, because I'm a big guy and you don't ever know.
Uh-huh.
But he finally was just, I knew it because I saw the vein pulsating.
Oh, damn.
And so he's just like, you blah, 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 blah. He didn't swear, but he was mad.
Uh-huh.
And you know what I did?
I can't wait to hear.
You me?
Oh, you did not.
I can hear your nip. Can you stand again?
And he said what?
Immediately shut up.
Of course.
Immediately shut up, said nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, have a good day.
Damn. Because that is another handicap.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. I am so terrible.
Wow.
I went in there, Kev, because it was the only one that was clean.
Yeah.
I mean, if I do everything that I can to avoid public restrooms.
As do every other man, I believe.
I can't stand it, but sometimes you're caught.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the first one, looked in. Second one looked at, all of them, like all six of them. And when the handicap one, and it's pristine, man. It had the little tingle to it, the little shine to it, man.
Of course.
I mean, everything was perfect. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this. And I walk out, and here's one right out there. I knew he was there because I saw the wheel. And I was
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And then he turned around and he's like checking, and I can hear him
Grumbling.
So I thought, there's only one way out of this.
Yep.
It reminded me, Kevin, I don't know if you remember this or not, when you and I lived in Nashville back in the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a dog, Sammy the Beagle.
I remember Sammy the Beagle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We watched her on occasion.
And I took Sammy into Target, just walked Sammy into Target.
Uh-huh.
Because I was like, I got to get something really quick. And I have my dog. I'm not leaving my dog in the car. I'm not,
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring her in, and it'll be so quick. And within 20 seconds of being in there, some lady in one of those red shirts, Gav.
Oh, damn them.
Makes a beeline for me at the Target and just, sir, you can't have your dog in here. And I had my shades on. And all I did was, excuse me. She's like, Sammy's my seeing eye dog. Oh, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know. Is there anything I can help? Can I help you get somewhere? I was like, no, I'll be okay. Thank you though. Thank you.
Yeah. She's leading me to where the crumbs are.
That's so funny. I feel bad. I shouldn't do that.
Do you remember when we turned that into a bit with Bullet and he took his pit bull in as a seeing eye pit bull?
Yeah. The seeing eye pit bull. Well, that was the funny thing about it. I had a beagle, like a seeing eye beagle. Really?
Yeah.
You're so fucking stupid. You bought that?
They have to. If they stand up to that. Oh, dude, the lawsuit.
Yeah. No, this is like mid 90s though, when people still had brains.
Nah.
When Target wasn't quite as woke and fucking stupid as they are.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
want to suck the fascist dick,
Now you can take your dog pretty much anywhere.
I know, it's so awesome. I was like, I wish Sammy was around.
Yeah.
Because I would just test the bounds of it. I'd bring her to a funeral.
Would you now?
I'd bring her to a funeral, the wedding, whole thing, anything, man. Let's go. Court.
Court.
I mean, Kev, who's going to convict me of speeding? I got this cute little beagle right here.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, Sammy, if they convict me of this, I can't afford you anymore.
Yeah. So wine really good. Whimper.
Yeah, wine really good. And cue the whining. Good girl. Good girl. All right, Kev, let's talk about rabbit holes.
Rabbit hole of the week.
What was your rabbit hole this past week?
It's probably stuff that you've seen already because you are an avid weightlifter and you work out a lot. But last week we were talking about Ronnie Coleman when we were talking about body mass index. He was an 8-time Mr. Olympia. I was just fascinated and I got sucked into it. I watched a lot of workout videos from Mr. Olympia and strongmen. It's unbelievable the weight that they push.
Oh, it's crazy.
But he's had 13 back surgeries because of all the weight that he pushed.
I watched Schwarzenegger's 1970s Pumping Iron.
Yeah.
The noise he'd make when he'd try to get that last one up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, he was in one of the videos with Ronnie Coleman that I watched. So
cool.
Yeah, it just I don't know how he didn't start bodybuilding until he was in his late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he freely admits that he took steroids.
Well, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You think?
He's like, up until 1995, I was clean. And then in 1995, I saw Flex Wheeler and I was like, man, how do I get some of that stuff? And he's like, yeah, man, you're going to need it if you want to hang with the big boys.
That's it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you could tell the difference because there are quote unquote clean bodybuilding.
Uh-huh.
There's competitions where you got to be clean.
Right.
And then you look at the ones that are clean and the ones that aren't clean. They look like completely. I mean, the ones that aren't clean, they look like fucking mutants in comparison.
The guys that are winning now, Tim, I've never seen larger individuals. It's just unbelievable.
It's too much, man. It's too. You don't want that. It's not healthy.
No, it's not healthy.
It is not healthy for you long. Kev, that's one of the reasons that I backed off. I mean, I was bulking up.
Uh-huh.
I was getting big, and then I was like, "Look at your age, Tim. What are you fucking doing, man?"
Well, but you weren't juicing, were
No,
you?
I was never juicing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was protein, and that's it. A whey protein shake, and that was it.
Yeah. But I mean,
That's all.
Ronnie Coleman can do, well, when he was competing, he could do incline dumbbell presses with 200-pound dumbbells in each arm. I can't even bench press 200 pounds.
That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Kev, I remember when I was 260s. I had 60s in each arm, and I remember, and I was like, I can't even fucking imagine 3 1/3 times that.
I can't even get a 60 up. I couldn't even get a. Yeah, no, dude. It's it's the way it is. You worked out, you got to that point. I went out and bought a squat rack, and I can now squat 135 pounds 15 times.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's I'm starting some. I only bought it because my running deficiencies are in my glutes and my hamstrings, and so doing squats is going to help that.
Oh yeah, I mean I do squats 3 times a week.
It's my favorite exercise. Love it.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, it always has been. Always has been. Yep.
My favorite exercise involves beautiful single mothers.
It's cardio.
Who need a little bit of help on a Thanksgiving weekend.
Of course. I'll help you with the stuffing.
Here, there's going to be a different kind of stuffing this year. Stovetop, fuck that. Tim on top. There we go.
Awesome.
Let me just say, I'm not this much of a douchebag. I'm just joking, all right?
This is comedy. That's what
I
this
know.
is comedy.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, man.
I got to do that in case the kids, ever watch this in the future and they're looking and go, "Oh my God, Dad! Oh my God, Dad!" I'm just kidding, Audrey Jonas. Now listen to me. The rabbit hole I jumped in, Kev.
Yeah.
Do you remember about 10 years ago when Tony Stewart murdered Kevin Ward Jr.?
Oh, in a race. Yeah, he ran him over.
Yeah, sprint race in New York.
Now, he was acquitted of that. He wasn't ever convicted of murder.
No, he did it. He didn't specifically try to kill him.
He tried to hit him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because he's Tony Stewart. He's a hothead. That's all that's all he does. And this young kid, this 20-year-old kid who he just, Tony Stewart just wrecked into the wall, was not happy about it, started walking toward him and doing the shake fist, the stanky leg or whatever. And Tony Stewart, being Tony Stewart, hit the accelerator and pulled left to swing that right tire out in these sprint cars and killed him. I don't think he expected to hit him. I think he just wanted to spray him with mud or just, kind of say fuck you to him in that way. And then all of a sudden, I'm imagining Tony Stewart's looking in his rearview mirror and seeing this kid flying lifeless through the air 75 feet and realized, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. And, Tony Stewart saying that, that he didn't do that. And, he was trying to avoid him by yanking left. Well, no, in sprint cars, when you yank left and hit the accelerator, that swings the back right tire out.
Right. Yes.
So, Tony Stewart got away with murdering somebody.
So you watched a lot of footage on that? Is that what your rabbit hole was?
Kev, the family of Kevin Ward Jr. hired these scientists who, had enough angles from video to do a complete three-dimensional from all directions replay of this, which is exactly 100% accurate based on science, and it does not make Tony Stewart look good. Because the 6 other cars stayed to the inside, even as Kevin Ward Jr. was running down to the track all angry. They stayed to the inside, avoided him, no problem. And then all of a sudden you see the graphic, Tony Stewart just hitting the accelerator and sliding over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a piece of shit fucking dirtbag move. And Tony Stewart, I know he lost the civil suit and they settled undisclosed. But all that, I remember all the press conferences that Tony had. He's all sad. It's been roughest. It was rough because you're an asshole, and yeah, you didn't mean to kill him, but you did.
How much culpability, though, did Kevin Ward Jr. have by getting out of his car on a racetrack?
Well, that was dumb.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But, when you have such a talented race car driver who's been driving those sprint cars for decades and knows exactly what they do and how they handle, pulling that move as a fuck you to the kid. Mm-hmm. That was just beyond dumb. Tony Stewart should have taken the high road, but he wouldn't know the high road from a hole in the fucking ground.
Is he still racing?
I think he does part-time. He's an owner. He's an
owner. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he's an owner. I just because I remember buying into, Kev, you know this, I'm a big race fan.
Yeah, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, also from Indiana, same as Tony Stewart, and then Jeff Gordon too. I watched those. We're all about the same age, and I remember watching them on the dirt tracks when they were teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so I gave Tony Stewart the benefit of the doubt on that. I was like, oh man, yeah, he's trying to avoid him. I believe Tony. He wouldn't kill. And then just to see all the science, you know what I'm saying?
It's irrefutable.
Yeah, it's irrefutable. It's like ridiculous. It's like if you're an American citizen and it's the mid 60s and you're like, oh man, I can't believe that whacked out Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy. And then you see that they're trying to tell you that one magic bullet danced around and made all these wounds on 2 people and then ended up pristine on a gurney at the hospital. Okay, pal. You're just like, oh, okay. So the science.
We're talking about the JFK assassination now, but so I don't know much about it. I know that JFK got assassinated, but you're saying that the bullet that did him in breakdanced?
Yeah, they can't have more than 3 shots because it's impossible for one gunman to shoot a rifle, recycle it, shoot, recycle 3 times in the amount of time it took. So they know one bullet ended up blasting Kennedy's head out. Mm-hmm. Okay, they knew another bullet actually missed the whole thing and scraped the ground and hit a bystander. His name's James Tagg on the face with the shrapnel.
Wow.
So they have one bullet that's supposed to be the one that went through Kennedy's neck from behind, which it didn't. That was another frontward one. Then hit Governor John Connally, Texas Governor John Connally, caused all these injuries and everything like that. And then, by the way, we found it on a gurney at Parkland Hospital.
Wow.
So, Kev, the reality is this, and the acoustic evidence proved it too, is there were at least 2 shoot teams, probably a third that didn't have to fire because they saw the head explode, that fired 5, maybe even 6 shots.
That many?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they tried to play that off as echoes until the House Assassination Committee listened to the testimony of the greatest acoustical experts on the planet saying, yeah, those aren't echoes. Those are actual shots.
Is Trump going to release the redacted stuff from that when he takes office?
Trump has said on record that it would change America forever if they knew the truth about the JFK.
Okay.
And they're also saying the same thing about 9/11. If the 28 pages from the 9/11 report that we will never be able to see and haven't seen, even though we paid for the investigation, if it ever came out, I mean, there would be people, their houses would be ransacked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so basically we have evil people among us who are part of this that are still allowed to walk freely.
So who redacts that stuff? The attorneys or the judges?
The FBI, CIA, the people more likely than not that are involved in it and covering it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
What the evil that you can get away with, Kev, just by citing national security
Oh, yeah.
is insane. Is insane, and we need to have full transparency. And I hope someday. I don't know if how far Trump will go. Although it looks like he's going to be aggressive on evil, but I don't know how far he would go. I mean, we do. We just need full 100% transparency on everything in order for us to build again.
Do you think that any government in any country is fully transparent?
But we're supposed to be the ones.
We are supposed to be. I get that. Yeah.
And up until November 21st, 1963, we seemed to be.
Okay.
But once they got away with what happened that next day, and they're like, well, we don't have to tell the fucking truth at all, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm following you. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't trust any of them.
Oh, my God. If you actually think that, this is the Andy Griffith show, that we're living here in America still, you are a very foolish person. There's nothing I can do. If you're one of those that are like, oh no, that's just a conspiracy. No, it's what they label the truth. You know?
Yeah.
As soon as you hear somebody saying, no, that's a conspiracy theory, your first thought should be that person is covering up what is the truth. Somebody found the truth and that person's covering up for it.
Again, we always cite it, the National Enquirer. They were never wrong.
Exactly.
They were the forefront, but they weren't wrong.
Exactly, Kevin Klein. Let's do a top three. It's your turn, buddy.
Just when you thought they couldn't count any higher, it's Tuttle and Klein's top three.
I officiated a wedding of a pediatric cancer survivor, Tim. She was a college scholarship recipient from Snowdrop. And I officiated this wedding on Friday, right after Thanksgiving. And the color scheme that she used was so cool. It was teal and purple, her two favorite colors. So I just want to know your top three favorite colors.
Teal and purple.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't think of any college or professional team that has that color combination.
No, that I was doing the same thing. I was trying to rack my brain for what that looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, something like that looks like what? The Jacksonville Jaguars, just got hit by the Minnesota Vikings. They had a love child.
That's right.
Yeah. Favorite Kev, green.
What kind of green? Kelly green, Hunter green, or just green in general?
Green Bay Packer green.
Okay. Yeah. That's more of a hunter.
Yeah, it's a darker green.
Yeah.
I love that color.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say, I've always been a red and black.
Okay.
I just love the combo of red and black. A, because I'm a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
And B, it's just always been a good looking color combo to me.
So you were digging Tiger Woods on Sunday afternoons. You're digging the Texas Tech Red Raiders. You like that stuff a lot. I could turn you on to Cannibal Corpse because that is their color scheme. Black
red
and red.
Black.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I think the reason why I really always have been into that color combination is I had I had some basketball shoes one year, Kev, where it was all black with the red swoosh.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Those are my coolest shoes ever.
It's a great look.
Yeah. I like it. What about you? What are your colors?
Mine, kind of a sky blue. I really like sky blue, bordering on like Carolina blue, that kind of thing. And that if you throw some neon into that, that's the color of my car. So I'm big into blue. I love. I mean, you're going to think this is. Oh, it's par for the course, is what you're going to say. Chartreuse. I love chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, like neon yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
I just love that the color is named chartreuse.
Right. I know, right?
It's just a cool name.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember when we were kids, the movie Convoy.
yeah.
Cause we got a mighty convoy rocking through the night. Pigpen, this here is a rubber duck. We ain't gonna pay no toll. So it crashed the gate doing 98. I said, let them truckers roll 10-4. But they cited in that song, and I remember in the movie, I got 10 long-haired friends of Jesus and a chartreuse microbus, 10-4. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
C.W.
Bugs on the
McCall.
bumper. C.W. McCall, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, Kev, C.W. McCall does not look like the guy with that voice. You know what I'm saying? Some people just, they don't look like their voice.
No, right. Yeah. No, we typically get that in radio all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you something that happens all the time in radio, which is hilarious to me, is you'll hear this big pipes go, classic rock 99.5, the busser. And then you'll meet him. He's 5'2".
Yeah.
And you go into the studio and he's got like phone books propping him up on the chair.
That is no lie.
It happens so much. And I know a lot of ladies out there like, oh yeah, I like his voice. It's sexy. I'm listening to the afternoon drive, and he got sexy. The dude's probably 5'2".
Yep.
137 pounds with, balding, but still has a long hair because he keeps up the hope.
If he's not that, he's probably 5'11" and 300 pounds.
Exactly.
Because there's your radio profile right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were an anomaly, believe us.
I know, man.
And then orange would be my other color.
Love it. Burnt orange?
No, like neon orange, like Oklahoma State orange. Oh, you waving a single mom?
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was just letting me know he borrowed something. He borrowed a putter of mine.
Oh, cool.
One of my neighbors, black dude.
Yeah.
Love this guy, man. He's hilarious.
Is that the guy from Africa?
No. A different dude. He told me, and I didn't even know this, Kevin. Did you know this?
What?
I guess like 5, maybe 6 years ago that Marvel, they gave black people a superhero.
Black Panther.
That's what I thought he was talking about when he was telling me about it. I was like, yeah, Black Panther. He said, no. They gave us another one. And I cannot forget his fucking name right now. Some weird name, Dysterio, but I don't know. It's a black superhero, and they advertised it. He's black and he's gay.
Seriously?
Yeah. And that's what my friend was telling me. He's like, yeah, we were all excited. We finally got a black Marvel, superhero, and they're like, but we're making him gay. And I was like, damn, that's lazy, man. They wanted to check off 2 woke boxes at once instead of just giving you that one.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he was like mad about it because he was going, yeah, and they didn't even advertise, what his superpowers were. They just said he's black and he's gay.
What were his superpowers? Do we know?
I don't know, Kev, but I was telling my friend, I said, it'd be really cool if his superpower was lightning fast deep throat. And you can see the villain, Kev. Can you see the villain? Please stop. I've come 11 times in 3 minutes. I'll tell you where your president is being held hostage.
Wow.
Super fast deep throat.
Or he could loot your pants and make you feel good about it. That's not right, Klein. That's terrible.
That's terrible, Kevin. Oh my God. But he was rolling. He was like, oh my God, they should have done that.
Yeah.
And he goes, you should do parody porn. I'm like, what? He goes, I guess parody porn's a thing, is where they take Marvel and Star Wars and all that stuff, and they do parody pornography out of it.
Oh my God.
And he said, that would just be hilarious if he was,
You should do it.
What? I'm not going to, I am not going to make porn, okay?
Yeah, I make porn.
At least that it will be released for wide consumption.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, he told me too. He goes, that's man, that's hilarious. He goes, but we weren't all excited about it. It's like, not that he said, hey, not that we're homophobic. We don't care about that. We just wanted our own thing.
Right.
They didn't have to attach the other thing to it.
Yeah. I don't understand why they would attach that to it.
I don't know. I don't even know. Is it like it was an original Marvel character, that's put together by Stan Lee or anything like that. I just think that they just get so locked down with this political correctness shit that they have to, shove it down your throat.
Yeah.
That they don't think ahead. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah, no, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
It's like if you watch like commercials, it's like now every single couple together is a mixed couple. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's 1 in 10 that are gay, every couple now, every time you see a commercial, like now we got a guy or a girl together or something like that. It's just, it's overkill. It's,
I've totally noticed that.
Have you noticed that?
Uh-huh.
We're just in such a hurry to be so PC so we can be so accepted at the fascist cocktail parties, Kev.
But the one constant in all of advertising, and it has been for about the last 25 years, white men are stupid.
Yes, we are all dumb.
We are dumb.
We are idiots, and we are unworthy of any kind of break whatsoever. And all the characters too, all the sitcom characters are dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb white guy. Dumb white guy. Yeah.
Yep. They're getting their revenge.
Exactly. And I had nothing to do with it.
Not a thing. Not a thing.
Now, maybe I had a bad great-great-great-great-grandfather here and there.
And we don't talk to them anymore.
I don't.
No.
I poo-pooed them from the beginning. I never spoke to them, Kevin Klein.
Never did. We disagreed with them from the outset.
Oh, totally. I was on the other side of it. But I've said that. Hey, Kev, I said that before. I mean, come on, man. I mean, can you imagine? Like, let's say you and me are kids. We're like 9, 10 years old. And, we live on a plantation, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And, we're buddies. We live across, I'm on one plantation and you're, across the other plantation, and we meet and we're buddies. We're like, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. We throw rocks and shit. And, we're friends. And, we got our little, what is the little thing?
Little slingshots.
Let's little slingshots. We're having a good time. And, one day we're just minding our own business. We're like 8, 9 years old. And we suddenly see one of, dad's workers, your dad's workers, like just whipping a slave, whipping a black guy.
Right.
And this is the first time we ever seen anything like that. You and I as kids would be like, what? Wait a minute. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
What are you doing? No, he's not. I mean, I'm 9 years old. Kevin here is 8.5 years old. We both know that's not an animal. What are you doing?
Totally.
I think that we would be those guys.
Definitely would be those guys.
I think we would be those guys, and we'd probably take some beatings from our parents, but for being those guys,
we would.
But eventually, the ownership of the Tuttle plantation and the Klein plantation would be us. And at that point, Kevin and I, we would be sitting there on the porch, sipping on some moonshine and enjoying the evening after a good barbecue. And we'd be just like, hey, man, this ain't right. We told ourselves when we were 9 years old, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to let them all go tomorrow.
That's right. Come on over here, Amos. We're gonna grill some chicken, buddy.
Yeah, come on. We're gonna eat. This is the last barbecue, and you're a free man.
Uh-huh.
They probably want to work there, though, wouldn't they?
Well, it would be great without the beatings.
Well, as soon as I take control of the Tuttle plantation, I'm sure you agree on the Klein plantation, there's no beatings.
Oh, no.
I would probably, seriously, I'd be like, that's fucking wrong. We got all kinds of money coming in from our cotton fields and shit like that.
That's right.
we're making some great money. You know, I'll just pay them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't you just pay them? I mean,
I don't even know. Based on what I know from Django Unchained, I don't think they would even care about the pay. Just stop the beatings. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean, they got a place to live. They got a place to live, and they're getting fed.
Stop raping our wives and daughters. That'll be a payment.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I don't want to go in the hole there for 3 days. That sucks. Kev, listen to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, listen. You can't tell me that none of those fucking plantation owners, those slave owners, ever like thought to themselves, I'm probably going to hell.
No.
Based on what they're doing to slaves.
I don't think they ever thought about that. Because it was just so normal, you know.
But you don't think that you think that none of them are just like, oh, on Sunday we go to church and we talk about being good and do unto others and all that shit. But what about the slaves?
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody in that era said, you know what, I really wish I didn't have to do this, but Jerry's over there doing it. So, if he's doing it, I got to do it. I don't think it ever happened that way.
You just get caught up in the group think, don't you?
You get caught up in that, but Tim, and it's still to this day, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, thinking about it, I remember there's an experiment, Kev. There was an experiment that was done, back in the 60s, 50s or 60s or whatever, where, these people were asked to, if somebody on the other side of the wall answered a question incorrectly, that they were supposed to hit them with like 420 volts of electricity.
Uh-huh.
And, a few of them said, that's, I don't want to do that. But they got caught up in it because it's scientists with lab coats on, an authority, quote unquote, authority figure telling them that it's okay. So they did it anyway. They were just like, even though it was fake, the person on the other side was an actor.
Right.
They were just shocked at the overwhelming majority of people that have no problems because they think it's okay from authority to zap another human being with 420 volts of electricity, even though it could kill them.
Jeez.
And you showed that. I remember seeing this science project. There's a couple of guys are like, "Hey, man, and that can kill them, can it?" And the scientists answered it. Well, it could, but it's a controlled situation. We ask that you administer it. That's the experiment we're doing right now.
Man.
And these people would just be like, "Okay."
Wow.
So that there goes my whole, I guess one person in the room going, "Hey, man, I think we're probably all going to fucking hell for this slavery thing."
Yeah. No, then it didn't happen that way. That's for sure. No, it was a gang mentality.
I want to believe in my heart of hearts that I would, because I'm a strong personality.
You? No. Tim's not an A person type A. He's type AAA.
Yeah, I would have to see myself as the guy who'd be like, "Hey, man, I think we got to probably totally get rid of this whole slavery thing, man."
Yeah.
I don't think that we can go to church on Sunday looking for salvation and everlasting life and eternal life, and then be, the other 6 days a week doing the shit that we're doing to slaves. I just don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be amazing if we could go back in time and do that.
Yeah, because I kind of want to. I've always said if I get a time machine, I want to stop the grassy knoll gunman from the headshot on Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
But I also would just like to go back to maybe 1847.
Okay.
North Carolina or something like that, plantation, and just, try to talk some sense. They'd probably string me up too, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This guy's making too much sense, man.
Yeah.
He's probably too right for our comfort. Well, since you love him so much, why don't you join him?
That's how it probably would have gone down.
That's what you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right, Kev. This has been a fun podcast episode.
gone by a lot so fast. Hey, you know what? We got 2 more left this year, and then we are going to take a break from Christmas to the New Year.
Exactly. We'll do 2 more this year. This is episode 42, so it's a good number to go out on. 44 for our, first calendar year of doing podcasts. But this is episode 42. We would ask that if you're watching or listening right now, please like us, follow us, download us, subscribe, give us a rating, all that stuff. You know what to do. That's what keeps everything going. And Kev, I know a lot of people are anticipating a brand new, fresh episode of The Fuzzy Mike sometime soon. Kevin Kline's other podcast, Side Hustle. What do you got?
Well, I'm already working towards 2025. I'm lining up guests for the middle part of January, but I am going to do a year in review recap. And I know you listened to the last episode where I was talking about the transformation that I've actually gone through mentally, and, the people that I'm grateful for, and you're definitely one of them. So if you haven't listened to that one yet, please go check it out and, test yourself.
I'm not comfortable with compliments, so don't do that again.
Sorry about that.
I'm much more comfortable with being beat down.
Isn't that crazy? Because I'm the same way. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I know. When I've been complimentary to you, you've been very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Kevin will immediately look down on, just be like, I don't even know, doesn't compute. I don't get it. Oh my God, I'm so weird. And, it's almost like he's going to spin around and like completely short circuit and hit the ground or something like that.
So true.
All right, man, I got to go. I got to find myself a setup and make some money.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle and Kline Show. See you this Wednesday for an all-new episode. And you can get more Kline on his podcast, The Fuzzy Mike, with new episodes on Tuesday. Stay fuzzy, friends. And thanks for listening to the Tuttle and Kline Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.